How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. We're talking about NIO stock today, and it is up almost 6%. So obviously, the market has gone insane with the news of a possible vaccine, but NIO in particular is up very big, about 6%, like I said. And I want to talk to you today about some rumors that have been circulating around about them moving to Europe, about why this is important, and talk to you about why it is up about 6% right now, because there was an analyst that put another increase in their target price for NIO stock. So if you guys like this, please leave a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Also, if you guys wanted to get in on the pre-market trading today and you were not able to because of the trading app that you use, you can use WeBull using the link below, and you can get into pre-market trading at 4 a.m. So you could have gotten in on the news of the new vaccine, bought whatever stock you wanted. You could have bought Carnival Cruise Lines and then seen it go up 30% today. So definitely check out the link down below. Deposit $100 and get 3 free stocks. So we can see here that NIO was up pretty fast towards the beginning of the day, jumping almost 10% at one point. You can see here in this article that JP Morgan analyst Rebecca Wen raised her target price on NIO to $46 from $40 while maintaining an overweight rating on the shares. Wen wrote that she believes NIO will be a long-term winner in China's upscale electric vehicle market with a roughly 30% share of the segment by 2025. She believes that a high valuation can be justified as NIO is transforming its business model to capture additional revenue through its platform and content offering, in addition to direct sales of vehicles. So she's talking about the battery as a service program. Now, personally, I think that NIO is getting a bit expensive. I mean, I did buy when they were at $40 a share, but to see it go up another 10% after that, over the last 5 days, we have seen it go up from 33 all the way up about 30%. Over the last month, we've seen it over double. Over the last 6 months, we've seen it over 10x. Now, I'm not saying that you should or shouldn't buy. It's just moving very quickly at this point. So I'm not saying that's a good buy or a bad buy. I'm just saying that that is something you have to consider when looking at it. It has been moving a lot. Now, I want to address some rumors that have been going around talking about NIO and possible expansion to other countries. So right now, they've been really focusing on growing in China. They have 5,000 deliveries a month, but they are talking about, and William Li, who is the founder of NIO, was talking about selling cars in Europe and the US. They had talked about how NIO claims to have launched an internal department to discuss the global market and strategy analysis. The company is looking at growing in other ways besides just China, obviously, and that would make sense. And recently, just a few days ago, it's come out that NIO is preparing to expand its business model to Europe. So they're going to start sale of their ES8 and their ES6. This is part of their Marco Polo project, and their target is to sell about 7,000 EVs within 2 years. They're talking about expanding to Denmark, and this is really interesting because Denmark is trying to increase their use of EV, right? So they're trying to move to electric vehicles, and they are trying to cut emissions by 70% by 2030, and they're trying to become climate neutral by no later than 2050. So I think this is just one way of them moving into the market. I'm not thinking that this is a huge potential market for them or anything like that. They're not going to sell, a couple million cars here, but it is interesting because overall the world sells between 60 and 80 million vehicles a year, give or take. So if they're able to pick up even just a small percentage of that whole available market, that's going to be huge, especially now that analysts are bullish on the stock. Now, I've heard some people saying that they're trying to pump it up and they're trying to cash out, pump and dump. But right now, as a shareholder, I'm looking long term. I think that they can grow a lot because they are a much smaller market cap than something like Tesla. And while Tesla does deliver a lot more vehicles, NIO is really big in China and they have so much room to expand. They are like Tesla, but a lot younger. So I think that's going to be awesome. Again, if they can get 30% of the market by 2025, which I think that would be difficult, that's going to be a huge revenue stream for them. You can see here in this article, just from a month ago, that sales of sedans, SUVs, minivans, and multi-purpose vehicles jumped 7.4% in September in China to about 2 million units. That is a very large number. You can also see passenger vehicles rose by about 8% to 2.1 million, while total vehicle sales, including trucks and buses, expanded 13% to 2.57 million. So even if we just take this $2 million number, and you consider that maybe by 2025, about 25% of that is EV, that's what they're trying to shoot for. Then if you consider what JP Morgan said, that they want to be able to capture 30% of that EV market, so 500,000 vehicles a month in EV, and then take 30% of that, you're looking at about 150,000 vehicles a month. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to happen. I think this might be a pretty high number from JP Morgan, but you can see that Tesla delivered about 140,000 vehicles in the third quarter of 2020. That's a high number for Tesla. They got a lot of positive news and a lot of positive feedback on that number. And the fact that they're talking about NIO possibly being able to do that here soon in the next 5 years or so, that's really good, especially with them considering moving to other countries and other continents. If they can capture some of the market share there too and just become a real competitor in that EV space, we're talking about being able to produce numbers like Tesla. So if we produce numbers like Tesla, we're going to have a valuation like Tesla, and Tesla's market cap is much larger than NIO. If NIO is able to produce the same amount of deliveries and is thought of in the same way, I could definitely see an 8 or 10x on their share price with this in mind. Now, I haven't bought any NIO since my last video, which was just about a week ago, talking about NIO, and I am planning on buying more in the future. It's just a question of when. I'm kind of sitting on some cash right now to buy a house with, so I'm not exactly sure when I'm going to buy NIO next, but I will say their earnings is coming up on November 17. This is going to be a very important day, and my type of investing is I like to dip my toe in the water, so I might buy a handful of shares at first and then increase to a larger position. I do have a good amount in the EV space between Tesla, Workhorse, Lordstown, or Ride now, and NIO. So I am cautious about putting too much money in EV, but I do think it is the way of the future. I think NIO is a company to hold on to for the next 5 to 10 years at least. And I will be very interested in seeing and listening to their earnings report, because I think that's going to give them a lot of guidance going forward and give us as investors a lot of guidance going forward and possibly make me even more confident on the stock. But I am curious what you're doing with NIO, whether you are buying more or whether you're selling it or what you're doing. And if you want to see another video, I did a video just a few hours ago about Workhorse and their Q3 earnings. It was really interesting and you should definitely check it out. Thank you for hitting the like button and thank you for checking out WeBull, and check out this video here, and I'll see you in a second. Bye.